Hi guys, it's Joe at PC Repairs 101. Today I've got this beautiful laptop in. It's a big old chunky thing, but that is due to the fact that you can overclock it. Also can take up to a massive 64 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. It's the Acer Predator 17X. So yeah, customers brought this in saying it's not booting into the Windows. On the Windows 10 startup, just shuts down. I think it pops up with a slight error code on the splash screen and then immediately shuts down. So what I've done is I've just tested the RAM. I've tested the RAM using the memtest tool. It's come up as failed RAM. I'll post a link to the software, the memtest software, in the description. It's a great little DOS tool that you can pop onto a USB stick using Rufus. I'll also make another video explaining how to create bootable USBs for diagnostic testing, etc. Also installing, putting the Windows, etc. on. But in this video today, I'm going to be showing you how to remove the RAM in the Acer Predator 17X. So to start with, I've got my tools, got my precision screwdrivers. Very good set of tools. I've been using these for a very long time. I'll post a description below on where to get them. Also got the splicer tool here. Just going to move the camera a little bit. Yeah, so I've got this tool, great little tool. And I've also got a microfiber cloth, which I'm just going to put underneath to stop this from scratching the lid. So the customer is actually a games designer, which is why he's got such a beast of a laptop. Using it as normal, but it seemed to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to strip it down and we're going to remove the RAM and we're going to swap the RAM. I've got an 8 GB DDR4 stick here, so we're going to swap it over and see what happens. Windows might still be corrupted. Might have to repair that also, but we're just going to have a little look. But in this video I'm going to mainly show you how to just strip down the Acer Predator 17X and how to remove the RAM. So yeah, you've got a screw there and you've got a screw there on the actual lid, so we'll pop them off. And you might think, oh, that's easy to replace the RAM. Unfortunately though, there's no RAM there. The reason for that is because this can take a whopping 64 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. So the RAM is actually underneath the actual board, so we're going to have to completely strip it down. So we'll remove the power supply first. Not the power supply, what am I talking about? The hard drive. Remove the SATA hard drive. So we'll just pop that out, put that to the side, nice and safe. And we'll start going through the screws. So we'll do the surrounding screws first. So I'll start at the top. Again, like always, make sure that if the screws are different sizes that you place them in the correct order, as to not put them in the wrong holes, which can ruin the thread. For example, that screw is considerably larger or longer than that screw. If I was to place that screw into the other hole, that would create a nipple effect on the palm rest or even pierce a hole, which I do not want to do. If that does happen though, it's very unfortunate, but I'd recommend just doing it the other side, making a little nipple mark on the other side just to make it symmetrical. I know it's ridiculous, but it for sure looks better than one. Kind of looks like it's there on purpose. So just make sure they're all in the correct order. As you can see, I'm kind of laying them out on the table in the same sort of pattern as if they were in the laptop itself. There we go, another long one. So that hole, second to last hole and second to last hole on that side, they're the two long ones. Ensure that you put them in the right place. They're probably for the hinges, etc. just to reinforce it. So another 2 long ones here and here, and that's it. So the other screws, we've got a screw here, 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 we've got a screw there. So again, make sure you keep these in the right pattern on the table, or at least take a mental note. Some people are better at taking mental notes than others. Some people can visually remember stuff very well, which probably helps if you're stripping down a computer. So it looks like these are all the same size, they're all the M2.5s. So yeah, they're all the same size screws. It doesn't necessarily matter too much. Got a little one here. I'm just going to unscrew this one as well. I think that might be part of the palm rest, just in the little crevice, just a little one. So we'll pop that there as well. I'm going to remember that that one was a little one, so not to worry. I think that's all the screws. Yep, that looks like all the screws. So I'm going to open up this bad boy. So with a laptop, it's just best to check that the keyboard isn't a separate unit, because usually you have to pop the keyboard off in order to just unscrew some holes underneath, or unscrew some screws underneath the actual keyboard for the palm rest, to lift the palm rest. I have taken this to pieces before, a long time ago. He actually damaged this part and I'd replaced that, but I can't remember if I have to remove the hinges. I don't think I do. So let's start. Let's get the little splicer tool. Try and get that in the light. So we'll just get them. You just get these off eBay, Amazon. I'll post a link in the description below. So try and make this clear for you guys. So you can see where the little space between the palm rest and the base meet. We're just going to start splicing it. There we go. So we're just going to keep going around. Use your fingernails if you've got any, if that works better for you, but just get a feel. So there we go. So that's come off nice and easy. There we go. Just going to close the lid, put it back on the little mat. So that feels like that's just going to pop straight off. So just follow it around. Be careful not to force anything, but at the same time don't be too fragile, so you'll never get nowhere. So you know, you're going to have to kind of ply these clips open, but if they don't go, if you're having to use enough force which would break plastic, the basic rule of thumb with me is if you're having to use enough force that would physically break the plastic, you're using too much force. Okay, so it looks like it's, I'm going to say, splitting at the bottom, so splitting at the top here. So I'm guessing this whole assembly where the fan bit comes off. So we'll keep going around, following that around, just popping the clips off. There we go, and that should be it. Let's finish this last little corner. That should be enough just to pop it off. There we go. Voila. So let's put that to the side. So another beast of a heatsink, the dual fans. So let's try and find out where the other RAM is. I'm assuming it's going to be underneath the actual board itself. So let's start taking it off. So we want to just start working our way around. I'll zoom in a little for this part. Make it as clear as possible to you guys. So I'll start with the speaker fan. And then we'll start with the... First of all, no, I'm going to start with the battery, of course. So let's remove the battery first, just to ensure that there's no electronical charge still in it. That might short it out. So we'll pop off the battery in the corner here, be careful not to damage any pins. And then we're just going to flip it up. We're just going to hold the power button down for about 10 seconds. This will deplete any electronical charge that's left in it to save. I mean, it's very rare that there'd be enough charge to do any damage, but it's always just precautionary, especially on a laptop of this expense. So we're just going to make our way around. So started with the speaker. Just popping the little cables out. Being very careful, of course. Let's just pop these out. So we'll make our way around. So we've got a little ribbon cable here. So you just flip the lid and pull the ribbon cable out and close the lid back up. Being very careful on these little hinges not to break the hinges, they are very easily broken, so be very careful when you're pulling the hinge up. It's a 90-degree hinge, being very careful. I think in this case I'm going to have to remove the heatsink. I'm just going to do it anyway. So fan, there's a screw here and there's a screw here, so we're just going to pop them off. It should just come off. I'm hoping I only have to remove the fans and not the heatsink. I don't actually have any thermal paste at home, it's at work and I'm doing this at home right now. Another fan, so screw here and a screw here. All the same size screws, so I'll just keep them together. I'll just peel off that. Oh, that is dusty. I want to give that a little clean whilst I'm at it, just to ensure. You see there's a little bit of dust which does naturally build up over time, so I'll just give them a little clean once I've done this. So we've got these two little Wi-Fi antenna cables. So you'll see you've got the auxiliary and main, and you've got a black and a white. So the black cable goes to the black arrow, or triangle. The white cable goes to the white triangle. Then I've just got another little cable here. Pull that out. Got a couple of ribbons here. So be very careful. I'm just going to show you. I'm going to zoom in on this, and I will show you. Best to be very careful. So you just very carefully use your tool, just pop it up. These can break very easily, so it's a nightmare to push the ribbon cables back in without one of them on it. Just close it back down very carefully. It's just the same process throughout on any laptop. All laptops will have these, so it's just the same process on any laptop. This one's a little tiny one, so just be very careful. I'm just going to use my fingernail on that one. Being a tech guy, it's best to grow your fingernails a tiny bit. Obviously you don't want them to be rank. Still want to go out and not look like a weirdo, but it's good to have a little bit of nails just to get into stuff. And then you've got the keyboard ribbon cable. I'll zoom in again. So this one, just take the tape off. Just push either end forward gently. There you go, and that just comes off. Or it doesn't come off, it comes out. Then you can pull the ribbon cable out and just make sure you close it up again. Cool. So everything is detached. So now I'm going to zoom out with the camera so we can get the full frame, full picture in. So we've got these silver screws. Am I going to have to remove? No, I think I should be able to get under this one without having to remove it. Trying my hardest here not to remove the heatsink because I don't actually have any thermal paste here. So we'll remove these. So you see these throughout the board. So I had one just underneath the heatsink here. You got one here, one there, one there. I think that's it. So how do you know where to place the screws back in? There's lots of little holes throughout. How do you know which ones come through the palm rest into the motherboard and which ones actually are attached here outside the motherboard? Well, it's quite straightforward. You will be able to see, this is again universal throughout laptops. You can see there's a little arrow. So that arrow basically means that the screws you want to place in before you put the base back on, these are the places you want to put them. So, see if they're going to have a little. So start lifting it. You might miss the odd screw, just gently lift it and get a feel. So that seems to be coming out. So I've noticed here 2 hinge screws covering the motherboard, so I'm just going to unscrew these hinge screws, keep them separate so you know which way it goes where. So we'll remove them. They seem to be both the same size. That should now lift out. Oh, I've missed this ribbon cable here, so gently pull stuff out. You might miss the odd thing here and there. You just get a feel for it really. Just don't go yanking, you might pull something out. So I've got this little cable here, my hand's covering it right now, but I'll show you how. So I've got this little cable right here. A ribbon cable, so I'll pull that out. It seems to connect to the power board and the USB board. So I'll close that down. And what am I doing? Best to get this out of the way first. So hinges are a bit of a bugger to pull off. What I'll do is I'll just open the lid. There we go, and then should get a bit of leeway. No. Try and slide that out, that should just slide out. I'm very careful. Nearly there. So it can be fiddly here and there. I'm just trying to figure out how this hinge system works. I don't even think that's the hinge, I just think that's the cover, which I'm hoping, really hoping I don't have to remove this heatsink, which I think I'm going to have to. So we're going to have to remove the heatsink. So very straightforward, screw here, screw here, screw here, screw here. For the GPU, screw here, screw here, screw here. I'm assuming that's the CPU. So it's just, they don't actually come out, they just stay in from the spring system. So 1, 2, 3, and that. And then the GPU, I'm assuming it's the GPU with the bigger heatsink. 1, 2, 3, before. Cool thing about this, I guess, is I can show you how to reapply the thermal paste, what thermal paste to use, etc. in the assembly video. So let's just take that off. Weighs quite a bit. That's quality stuff right there. So put that to the side. Beautiful heatsink. You don't see them made like that anymore unless you're spending an awful lot of money. So what I can now do, screw there and a screw there. Let's take them off. So 1, 2. It should enable me to, maybe not. How am I going to get that out? So I thought this would just lift off, but obviously not. It seems to be attached to the actual hinge. So I think it still is a case of just wiggling it out. What I'll do is I'll stop the video and just get back to you after I've done it and explain how I've done it. Hi guys, so yeah, figured it out. So what I did in the end was I put the 2 screws back in, lifted it up slightly, and then slightly pushed the lid back down, which gave me enough leeway to just take the board out. So the board is now out. So I'm just going to be very careful popping it back down to not damage the hinge. So now we can take the board out. Just underneath, so it seems like I'll show you. So underneath you can just see right here is the screen cable, so we just need to pop that out. I'm going to do it lying down so I don't drop this board, very expensive board. I'm just going to pop that out. It's just on a little wire, there we go, so that is now out. So we now have the board, so we flip it over and well not frustratingly, annoyingly, here are the 2 sticks of RAM. So I don't know which stick is faulty, unfortunately. So I'm going to pop them to the side and I'm going to remove the RAM sticks. And I'm just going to pop my 1 working stick of RAM back in. So I know this stick of RAM is all good. So, very simple, pop it in, pinch together, and that's all good. I will have another link to an reassembly video just so you can show you how to pop it back together in case you get any difficulties. Cool guys, so that was the RAM, well it was pretty much a disassembly video in general, not just RAM removal, on the Acer Predator 17X. I'll show a reassembly video just in case you get in any difficulty, how to reapply the thermal paste, etc. when putting it back together. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like this video, give me a thumbs down, but make sure you tell me why so I can improve on the next video. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'm a professional repair engineer for computers, Macs, laptops, etc. I've had a shop now in a local Suffolk town for 2 years, on top of doing this YouTube channel, which I've just started really doing again. We'll be doing unboxings, assemblies, disassemblies, reviews, all sorts. Just having a bit of fun on YouTube. So if you want to give me a subscribe, appreciate it, and thank you. I hope to see you again. I'll post the link below on where to buy my screwdriver sets, very good sets, etc., as well as where to buy these laptops. Thank you.